what fun would it be to build these applications if you don't build them yourself? So it's really important that you guys try to build these apps yourself. There's two ways you can do it. You can either go to each chapter and see the description of the app and try to build it, then watch the lesson. That's maybe an advanced scenario. More likely, you watch me do it, we talk about it, and then you put the video aside, you go and you start working on it yourself. Either way, you're going to need to get a hold of the source code. So the source code is in a public Git repository. It's github.com/mikeckennedy/python-jumpstart-course-demos. So let's go over there and have a look. Here's the repository. You can just simply download it as a zip, or if you're into Git like me, feel free to clone it. You can install GitHub Desktop and clone it that way, clone it from the command line, copying this here. All right, so the most important part you'll find are the apps. So if you go into the apps, you see there's 0, 1, 2, 3. In the setup one, we just have some links, stuff to help you get set up. Those will be in the next video. But for each of the other ones, let's jump down here to journal. You can see for each particular app, there's a you try and a final. The final is exactly what I created in the video. So in the video, I actually created these 3 files, and here's the exact code that I wrote for this particular application, okay? Not surprisingly, when it's time for you to try to build the app, you go to you try. Now, for almost all the apps, there's nothing to really get started with. You can just create a file and new Python file and get started. It doesn't matter where you put it. But I put the instructions in here. For a few of the apps, there will be resources you need to get started. For example, that real estate app, the data files you need are going to be there to get started with. But most of the time, you'll have something like this, and it'll give you a picture of what we're going to build. So here's our birthday app. We're going to write an app that has this output. And you can see it asks 3 questions to construct the date, what year, day, month, and were you born. And then it does its work, and it answers the question, well, it looks like you were born on this day, and it looks like your birthday is in so many days from now. Hope you're looking forward to it. Down below, you can see that there's always the key concepts that you need to know. So for example, in this one, we talk about functions. So here's kind of the basics of functions, and we talk about date times. So it shows you the various pieces of date times that you might need to use. If we look at another one, like let's look at number 2. You can see this one talked about string formatting, conditionals, loops, importing modules, and there's just a little example here. This is not instructions that you follow, but these are sort of the key concepts that you need to know. So if you want to try it before we talk about it, you have at least a chance, right? But for the most part, I expect you to have watched the video and then you try it yourself. So that's the story of the source code, the apps, the instructions, how you follow along. So let's get started. It doesn't matter what you want to build. I'm sure you're going to build something amazing with Python, and the time to get started on it and learning and building is right now. Let's move on to the next set of videos where you'll learn about setting up your environment, and then it'll be on to the applications. Once again, welcome to the class. Have a great time.